Welcome to Let's Play Rule the Waves 3 as Germany starting in 1939. We are at the brink of a famous victory, terms and conditions apply, out in the North Sea, South Norwegian Sea, actually probably South Norwegian Sea. And here is our central dilemma. Our carriers are up here 100 miles away from the first sighting of the French fleet, a battlecruiser and a couple of heavy cruisers, reportedly. Our own battlecruiser and 3 heavy cruisers is 26 miles away, and it brings up the question of how should I organize the airstrike that I really want to launch now and have already readied. So I did a little bit of calculation. Let me just bring this up. Our timings are that it's currently 4 minutes to 1 in the afternoon. And dusk is going to be just before 6:30 this early evening, which gives us 5 hours and 25 minutes to play with. So it's kind of how many strikes can we reasonably organize within 5 hours and 25 minutes? Call it 6 hours if you're happy to be landing in the middle of dark. So I've had a look at the various strike options, and if I do a 1 carrier strike, it'll get to that reported position at 2:15. And it will land back on the carriers at just before 3, giving us 3.5 hours to do another strike. And since the time from launching the strike now to landing back on the deck is just under 2 hours, then we can certainly do that. In fact, we could do that and then do another 2-hour strike. It would mean landing in the dark just after dusk had fallen, but that would get us 3 single carrier strikes. If we do 2 carriers worth of strike coordinated together, the time on target moves out for over an hour to 3:20 and returns just before 4, leaving us only 2.5 hours before dusk. And the total package time for that, from launching now to landing back at just before 4, is 3 hours. And that would mean we could launch a second coordinated 2 carrier strike, but of course that would certainly be in the dark. And the darkness shouldn't, be too much feared. A lot of our planes are night capable, although some aren't. I'm looking at the light jet fighters. But it gives us a clear option. 3 mainly daytime strikes, or with the last one ending in darkness, or 2 daytime strikes with the last one ending in darkness. The other question, of course, is the time on target. So at 2:15, the intelligence is going to be about an hour and 20 minutes old. And at 3:20, it's going to be 2 hours and 25 minutes old. So you're using significantly older intelligence. Now, you can say that, Dickie, that doesn't matter at all, because in both cases, my battlecruisers will have engaged their battlecruisers and will have all the intelligence we need as to their exact location. So we don't really have to worry about that. If that wasn't true, that would certainly be a consideration. So what do I fancy? 3 single carrier or 2 carriers? Now, the report hasn't mentioned their carriers. I'm sure their carriers are around somewhere. So, it's an interesting choice. Having given it a bit of mulling, I think I'm going to go for the 2 carrier coordinated strike. I can correct the old intelligence because I should be in contact with the French battlecruisers. I mass the aeroplanes in order to get the most effective strike that I can. I defend against the French cap, assuming that the French are nearby to give cap protection. I could launch both of my flugs, both of my carrier divisions, because the time for Flug 1 is pretty much exactly the time for Flug 2, the time on target, at 20 past 3. However, I'm reluctant to do that until I get a report for where the French carriers are, because I don't want to launch the vast bulk of my 5 carriers only to find that I've got nothing left to attack the French carriers. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's go back to here. And let's launch Flug 1. So select those that are ready. The target is the reports. It's 100 nautical miles. The priority is going to be battleships. I could set it to carriers, but I don't know if there's any carriers there. Certainly none reported for the moment. Coordinate them. And let's launch them. Good luck, chaps. And exit. We'll keep Flug 2 in reserve until we have a better idea of where the French carriers are. I'm going to take the carrier speed up to 20 knots. I'm going to take the battlecruiser speed up to 25. Partly because we can't, muck about. We haven't really got that much time before dusk falls. And you may say, yeah, but Dickie, you had a great time doing a night battle last time. Well, let's not tempt fate. If we can get a decision in the daytime, then that would be great. I'm going to also just modify the... Well, am I going to modify? I'm going to keep the heavy cruisers out scouting until I get another report. So let's bring this down to here. Let's just look at that report. Which way are they going? Oh, in fact, there are more reports. Okay. So, the most recent says they're going up to the northeast, of course, northwest. Oh, 2 battlecruisers. Where's that one? Okay, that's not giving a position. And northeast, and also not giving a position. Quick shout out to the Scharnhorst's float planes, doing a magnificent, if slightly inconsistent job. So we're going to head southeast ourselves and see where any of that goes to. So as you can see, all sorts of reports. This now says there's a CVL. Several of them do. This one says there's 2 CVLs. And indeed, some of them are now saying 2 battlecruisers, which, would make sense. We've been spotted by them. Ooh. And I'm going to head a little bit more southerly. I'm just pushing forward a minute at a time because, I expect to find them any minute. And there they are. So let's take these reports and get rid of them because they are now superseded by the fact that they are here. And bring our heavy cruisers. I'm going to bring them into manual control, set them to line ahead. Just want to check. There's no restrictions on the sea state, so that's nice. And if they're all there, I want to bring them there, and then the Prince Eugen, which is out on its own, probably bring that back as well. keep the destroyers and the light cruisers onto manual. So it sounded like someone shooting at somebody. Okay, and we've opened fire. Reports here. So a report of a BC. This is probably also a BC. Excellent. Just want to go back to the reports and see if there are any reports more widely. So nothing of interest at the moment. They're all pretty consistent in their inconsistency. We're shooting at a range of 27,000. So, and they're clearly wanting to head in an east-northeast kind of direction. So I'm going to swerve around. Well, actually, let's not do it quite that so abruptly. I'm going to make the Scharnhorst go in a more southerly direction. And then come to the east. This will help the Gneisenau group together. So we're firing full broadside, and we've straddled. Excellent. I mean, he is a gunnery expert, but he hasn't done too well in the past. Let's just look. They're only at 1% accuracy at the moment against an unidentified ship. If we have a look at the rounds per minute, is the usual 0.6. And the hit chance, it goes to 1. Basic hit chart of 1.5. So the gunnery expert is a +10. The radar is 20. Radar assist is +10. Tech level 50. Near sighting range -20. So that's going to go in a moment. 2 ships fouling the range. Ships turning. Target turning. Spotter turning. Loose formation. And the target's sighting level. Probably because it's unidentified. Okay. So that's all to the good. So the Prinz Eugen is shooting at a battlecruiser, and the Scharnhorst isn't shooting at the moment. Prinz Eugen taking a straddle. It's only at 23,000, so I'm just going to take it slightly away from the moment. In a way, given there are 2 battlecruisers to my 1, an interesting tactic, just checking the reports, just to see if there's a significant carrier force anywhere reported. Not yet. So Scharnhorst isn't shooting at anyone. So we've identified a Strasbourg. How hard are they? 8 15-inch guns. Okay. 10-inch belt, 11-inch turrets. So, okay, that's weaker, shall we say. They are faster than us. If we come up to us, look at our details. Okay, we're only slightly heavier armor. 10-inch guns. But yeah, a couple of knots slower when push comes to shove. Time is now 1:30, so about 45 minutes away from the strike planes arriving. We are at a distance of 22,000 yards, so that seems reasonable enough. I could organize so the French are turning slightly. Says medium damage. I don't believe that. They're still straddling, so good straddleage. Let's see if we can slip in some hits. So let's just carry on for the moment. Shooting away, still straddling. Not really seeing any hits as such. Yep. Still straddling. I mean, fair play to this captain. He can straddle for Germany if that was an Olympic competition. Okay, here's the airstrike coming in, which is great news. Let's see if they can do anything interesting. So the Strasbourg has been hit. Not registering. Oh, yes. I got confused there. The Reichsgraf had been hit. No, the Reichsgraf has hit the Strasbourg. Well done for a bit of hitting. Range is now 17,000 yards. So again, I'm just going to open that up. Here comes the strike. And we've hit Strasbourg again. Missed. Come on, chaps, there, right there. Feel free to, get stuck in. 2 hits from the Reichsgraf. So, yeah, doing some stuff, whereas we've taken no hits whatsoever. Okay. And another 2 hits. I'm just going to look at the hit chance. What are we working with here? So it's nearly 8%. I mean, that's a good hit chance. 16,400. Again, I'm just going to take the range out slightly. And here we come with the planes. Let's see what they can do. Just open up the report a little bit more. Gneisenau superstructure hits. We're old Gneisenau. So they are at 19,000 yards. Let's just take them out slightly. Just what's their formation? Oh, they shouldn't be scouting. They probably should be independent. Shouldn't make any difference. Line ahead because I've got them under manual control. Another Strasbourg hit. Heavy damage, and speeds dropped from 30 to 25. I know, you know, could mean anything. Friendly aircraft approaching enemy ships. How lovely. Oh. Get stuck in, lads. Not seeing anything yet. And still not seeing anything. On the plus side, no aircraft lost. Yep. Still nothing. And some more stuff. Yep. And still nothing. So we're at 17,000 for the Strasbourg here. Yep, they're turning away, so I'm going to just flatten that out slightly. Gneisenau's been hit. By what? Gneisenau, in fact, hit with some flooding. Let's not look at that, anybody. Heavy hits. So one of the battlecruisers is having a pop. So I will just keep them out of trouble a little bit. Wow. Planes doesn't seem to have done a great deal. Reichsgraf has certainly improved its reputation for being a good gunnery ship. from last place to certainly something impressive. Well done. Wow. Okay. So that was at a range of 18,000 yards. The range to the second Strasbourg is 20,000 yards. So now we can take a more relaxed attitude, particularly because the Reichsgraf itself, no hits at all fine. Ammunition is sort of okay. Yeah, 75%. So nothing to fear there. Yeah, that was a really good effort. And let's just flatten out the Scharnhorst. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't see any air hits from that combined package. Before I get too obsessed, let's have a look at the reports and see if we can see something else. So the first thing is, what's the time now? It's 2 o'clock precisely. So let's take out everything. Let's take out all of these old ones. And then, yeah. So the reports down here, way down here, of a carrier. I mean, when I say way, I mean, let's just measure that from here to here is 127 miles, nautical miles. So yes, they're a bit out of it. These guys tootling along, they are 60 nautical miles away from the battlecruiser force. So, given the carriers seem a long way away, here's the strike returning. So I'm going to go back and look at Flug 2 and select my readies and go and attack. Actually, let's zoom in. Let's go and attack about here on the grounds. That's where we sort of expect them to be. Certainly battlecruiser only just under 80 miles now. Time on target will be just before 5:30. Now, given we didn't see any cap over this force, if I launch one carrier's worth, that will get us a time over target of 3:30. That seems worth doing, so I'm going to launch them. And then I'm going to select the readies. And then I'm going to launch the other carriers, and they'll arrive approximately the same time. So that's fine. They'll be back at 4, and with a bit of luck, we should be able to get one more strike off, particularly because in launching their aircraft, they're still approaching the French battlecruisers. So let's launch that too. Okay. So let's go back to the Reichsgraf and see how all of this is panning out. So we're firing at the remaining. We've straddled again. Let's just check the percentage. 5%. I would expect that to increase slightly. Let's bring the Scharnhorst round with the Gneisenauer. And we've hit. Well done. We are firing at 20,000 yards. So absolute typical kind of range. They've hit us in the engine room. Never like an engine room hit. Let's just check if that's having any impact. We've got a gun jammed. Let's just see here. So the jamming is just random. Certainly not seeing any impact on the engine room at the moment. Implies that they're firing at the Prince Eugen. Well, if they want to do that, that's fine, rather than at the Reichsgraf. In fact, let's just go back in and look at the hit chances. So basic hit chance of 2.25. Crew quality adds 20. Commander is 10. Fire control is 20. Radar assist is 10. Tech level is 50. Target loose formation and target sighting level are minuses, but all of that more than doubles the basic hit chance. So, okay, that's good. Oh, of course, it's gone down to BC. Not quite sure why. The daylight sighting range is 31,500, so a beautiful clear day. I think that's one of the highest sighting ranges I've seen. And we are shooting at 20,000 of that 30,000 sighting range. Let's just tip ourselves ever so slightly and see if we can improve that sighting range. So we've hit a BC, apparently. I think they're going ahead of us, so I might take it. Well, take us to 27. Just increase the speed. I think we were being a bit slow. Yeah, 25. So let's just see if we can increase that at all. Another BC hit reported. Again, we're firing at 19,000 yards. I'm not quite sure why the sighting is proving problematic. Here come 3 enemy fighters to strafe the von Richthofen. Hello. So let's just zoom out here. Where on earth have they come from? So there's a thing there. Let's just see if we can see. Okay, so that's some French fighter escorts, apparently. Yep. And where there are escorts, they might be nastier things. Okay. Whether they've come from the Orkneys here, from the British base at Scapa Flow, possibly from these carrier reports. They're still all CVLs being reported. I mean, it'd be fantastic to... Dream scenario. We deal with the second Strasbourg. We then brush our way past the rest of this force and head down to these CVLs for a little bit of night action. That would be fun. I mean, I'm, try not to get too enthusiastic. So, back here. Range of 19. So we are ever so slightly closing the range. Whoops. Managed to go to the log. So, yeah, having a little bit of a pop. Okay, we're back to seeing it as a Strasbourg. It is definitely running ahead of us, so I'm going to go to my maximum speed. And we've hit the Strasbourg, well done. Yeah, it says, and again. I mean, fantastic shooting, constantly straddling the Strasbourg. And the Strasbourg is making some sort of weird suicide run, which gives us an opportunity to do 2 more hits. So these French fighters are making merry with our old fighters, Boss and Voom 147s, which is a bit of a shame. And our jet fighters are popping in and making a bit of a difference. I do have a new non-jet fighter a couple of months, 3 months maybe. So this has now gone down to only 16,000. So I'm just going to slightly open the range. Oh, he's really going for it. I'm not entirely sure why. Or indeed why I was going to say why we're missing. Hits. So Eisenhower, Scharnhorst and Strasbourg all achieves hits, which is great. So we've got some bombers out of Stavanger approaching. Good choice. Good luck, chaps. I mean, he's now at just under 13,000. So we've taken the opportunity to hit him some more. Still just showing light damage. Light damage my ass, I believe, is the popular expression. Its organs over there. I wonder if I want to be placing the Italians, who do have, well, one of them has 12 torpedoes, liking that very much. So maybe the Giovanni and its friends, they can only make 29, but perhaps they'll just make everyone show a little bit of respect, and I'll likewise, oops, I wanted the division, take these destroyers and send them down. I mean, much as I like a battlecruiser doing a weird suicide run, it does give the opportunity to do stuff. So here we've got a cap shooting down, sadly, a whole bunch of patrol bombers. So I don't know if that's a cap over here or not. If we just zoom out, yeah, I'm not really seeing the planes. Planes up round here, not seeing the blue dots, unless they are, no, those are just old flag reports. Okay, let's carry on. Strasbourg hit twice by the Reichsgraf, hit 3 times by the Gneisenauer, and a bonus one from the Prince Eugen. Okay, I'm very happy with that. Okay, now the Strasbourg, I think, is slowing down. It was sort of substantially ahead of us. So I'm going to take the Reichsgraf and just push it a couple down, just to take the gunnery modifier off. A whole pile of hitting. Keep on. Let's bring the Scharnhorst. I don't know if the Scharnhorst actually has torpedoes. Yes, it does. Okay. Happy with that. They're doing fine. The Reichsgraf is doing a little bit of damage. Is that actual damage, or is that turret that's... Oh, 2 turrets. What's happening here? So turret disabled, A, and B is still jammed. Okay. So we need to make sure that our rear turrets are in action, and let's hope the guys in turret B can get their shit together. So here we are. Let's bring these and these into a more parallel course, just in case a decent half-hour ammunition gone from the big stuff. I don't know if that includes the forward-facing stuff out of action, or actually is ammo that's gone. We're still hitting, and it's, yeah, not enjoying that at all. So we are 13,000, still quite close. I'm going to turn slightly towards, but I don't want to lose the open arcs. I'm going to take the destroyers and the cruisers slightly down. Also, the Prince Eugen can go and follow the other heavy cruisers. I might put the Prince Eugen into core with the Scharnhorst and AI control, and see if that doesn't go bonkers crazy. So we're still shooting successfully at the Scharnhorst. Obviously, with this poor target aspect, it will be harder to hit. Turret B here has, I can see, it's no longer jammed. So well done to chaps in turret B. At least that gives us a little bit of forward firing. Let me just increase again. And then again. I've still got my rear turrets facing, so that's fine. Let's bring the destroyers and the light cruisers this way. I'm going to bring these light cruisers and my German ones and send them down as well. Yep, they're untainted. And I might bring these destroyers under control and equally send them down. Whoops, Prince Eugen seems to have gone a bit AI, as you might expect. Another hit from the Scharnhorst. Yep, that's all fine. Range is now 14.5, and I've lost the rear arcs for the Strasbourg. So I might cut him in this way and hope that the turrets can slew round the other way. Okay, I'm going to pause on that reason that I know you all hate, the whole worky thing. So we have some reports of primarily light carriers down here. Obviously, the main fleet action is here. This all seems under control. Yeah, there's been a little bit of an attack from French fighters, but that doesn't seem to have done anything. This is, I assume, my latest strike. I probably, given that the time is 2:45, I should be looking at creating another strike package or two to use this precious daylight. But part one, blowing up one of the Strasbourgs and equalizing things, has gone magnificently. Yes, there's an opportunity for a bigger prize, but the French might have something to say about this, even if it's just, advanced skills in running away a lot. So, thanks for watching, and join me for part 2 later on. Bye for now.